Every part of our business is us taking personal responsibility of a specific problem and learning how to tell people that we do that. Yo, that problem, if a person don't want to organize their closet or clean up their house, you take personal responsibility for their house being clean, you decide to create a cleaning business. You need marketing. You get it now. So I took personal responsibility of marketing because I realized it's the one thing that people need, so you can now tell people, yo, I fixed this problem. Why are you living with this problem when I can fix it for you? That's why marketing is important. Marketing is not what you see on the internet where you're trying to convince somebody to pay for something that they never wanted. That is not marketing. Now, today's episode, y'all know when I talk about marketing, I get excited, really excited. Because I think what made me fall in love with marketing is I realized that every business needed it. It widens you up to be able to work with so many more people. So I don't look at it as like somebody would say, oh, I do this particular service or this program or this type of thing. I look at what we do in business as you taking personal responsibility for a problem. Like, I'm gonna say it again. Whatever you do in business, it's you taking personal responsibility. Let's say if you are a photographer and you're like, man, I don't want people to miss moments with their friends and family. I want them to have something beautiful they can look back on and have memories. That's you taking personal responsibility of a problem. Get it now. Every part of our business is us taking personal responsibility of a specific problem and learning how to tell people that here's the marketing part, that we do that. Yo, that problem, if a person don't want to organize their closet or clean up their house, you take personal responsibility for their house being clean, you decide to create a cleaning business. Get it now. Now, you took personal responsibility, but how are you going to tell people, hey, I take care of this problem? Marketing. If you take personal responsibility for fixing people's car, a person has a problem. My car does not start. They're looking for you. You need marketing. You get it now. So I took personal responsibility of marketing because I realized it's the one thing that people need, so you can now tell people, yo, I fixed this problem. Why are you living with this problem when I can fix it for you? That's why marketing is important. Marketing is not what you see on the internet where you're trying to convince somebody to pay for something that they never wanted. That is not marketing. It is not where you are a charlatan, right? It is not where you are manipulating the emotions of people. It is, if done correctly, you have taken responsibility. This is so good. Like you've taken personal responsibility for a specific problem, and now you just need to market to the people with their problem. Hey, that's my responsibility. I can help you fix it. Cool. Now, in today's episode, I want to tell you a few marketing strategies. I want to give it to you in a very symptomatic way, because I want to walk through it so you can implement it into your business. 3 different marketing strategies, and I want you to choose which one is best for your business. Now, chances are you might say all 3, and that's fine, but at least now you'll know what you're doing. You're not guessing, right? You're not rolling the dice and just allowing it to land on different marketing strategies like, okay, I don't know what to call this. I don't know what to do. So I want to map through it. Now, one you might be very familiar with is lifestyle marketing. If you've been on the internet for any amount of time, you have seen lifestyle marketing in all different forms. That I like to call it look at me marketing. Is where the whole premise and goal of the lifestyle marketing, I'm not going to talk negative about it. You're going to be shocked when I explain it to you. Look at me marketing is basically in lifestyle marketing where you're taking your life as the focal point to market whatever it is that you do. So one form of lifestyle marketing we all know of is luxury living. We know the Lambos, we know the Rolls Royce, we know the private jets, all of that. Now, there is nothing wrong with that, fam. I won't say that it's completely wrong. Now, here's where I do believe that it's wrong. If the person is pointing all the attention to their lifestyle without talking at all about strategy and process, that you could be just like me. You can sell a $37 ebook and have a mega yacht. Oh, come on, fam. Come on, bro. Come on, sis. It's not that simple. So what is lifestyle marketing at its core? I want you to write this down. It's super critical. I love this podcast because it feels like a masterclass every time we in here. It's not just somebody sitting and talking for a long period of time. It's just, I feel like y'all my family. So I just figured if you ask me a question, I want to answer it for you. Lifestyle marketing, you're going to laugh when I tell you this, but I wouldn't even say externally laugh, but you'll get it's going to be an aha moment. or what we call in my business a mob moment. It's where you learn something where you realize you can make a lot of money with it. We call it mob moments, okay? Lifestyle marketing, not just from a luxury standpoint, but let's talk about lifestyle marketing from anybody. Let's just say a single mother who started a business making cookies. She can implement lifestyle marketing as her strategy. She does not have to market luxury, but she realizes that her greatest marketing strategy is to show how she runs her family, how she goes to work, and runs her side business. Her marketing strategy is to document her lifestyle because it's the strongest asset for her business. Because she's appealing to other mothers that want to know how you running a business and you're going to work and you're being a mother. That's lifestyle marketing, but not from the standpoint of luxury. You're getting it now. We think anytime we talk about lifestyle marketing is luxury marketing. It doesn't have to be luxury. It's where you realize that the greatest asset for your marketing is you or your life. Let's just say a person is on a weight loss journey and they're trying to target other people who are on the same journey. They can do lifestyle marketing to show them going to the grocery store, their grocery list, what they eat, what they do. They're using their life as the marketing case study for other people to see. Now, normally when I say lifestyle marketing, people immediately only think about the luxury side of it. Now, here's why I say it's not all bad for a person to market Lambos and yachts and all that. That's their lifestyle. Now, it's wrong if they're renting the things and lying about the things and capping. But I'm not wrong if I live in a mansion to film me living in a mansion. You get what I'm saying? Bro, you can film your car. I can film my car. My car might be a Lambo. Yours might be whatever it is. They're not wrong. You get it now. So lifestyle marketing at its essence, I want you to figure out what's best for you. If the best thing for your customers and clients is for them to see your life to show how it's possible, then market that way. Got it? Now we go from lifestyle marketing to this is my particular style of marketing, value marketing. Value marketing. So we have lifestyle marketing. Number two, we've got value marketing. I believe my strongest asset is my ability to educate people, to take complex things and simplify them. That's my strength. So I can take, like what we just did with lifestyle marketing. I explained to you, like, now you see it differently. Like, yeah, that isn't bad. Yeah, if you look and you say, man, people always ask me, how am I able to juggle all my responsibilities? If you get that question a lot, you should include lifestyle marketing. Because they want to know, how are you able to run your life and do all these things? I'm going back to lifestyle marketing and we'll go back to value. We're about to start including some lifestyle marketing where I told my team, I was like, man, we need to start doing more capturing our content instead of creating it. Meaning letting people see me do what I do instead of looking in front of a camera and just talking. I lead an online church. I run multiple businesses. We're here today filming episodes. Like, this is multiple episodes, multiple outfits. When I get done with this, I immediately got to go to a meeting for a partnership that I have where I'm helping someone build out their entire marketing campaign on their back end. I'm on someone's podcast later on this evening, then I'm filming again at 8 o'clock, right? So someone might ask, Marcus, how do you even know what you're going to talk about in all those environments? How you get ready for, okay, let's just say today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, you got Bible study. On Thursday, you've got a whole nother training and meetings on that day. Friday, you're speaking. On Sunday, you're speaking again. How do you do all of that? There's people who want to know. So lifestyle marketing is where I can show people the rhythm of my day. What's my morning routine look like? When do I study? How do I run my meetings? Make sense? We got 15 employees. Marcus, how do you manage the meetings? When do you train the team? So lifestyle marketing would be valuable for me at this point, but not from the standpoint of luxury, just how I manage my day-to-day. Got it? Now, value marketing, this is the actual content where my biggest strategy is in value marketing. I give away for free what I could charge people for. I'm gonna say it one more time. I package the thing that I actually sell, I give away for free in incremental pieces, the thing I can charge for. The information you learn on my podcast, I could stand on a stage and do a one-day event and charge a lot of money. Like if you go back to some of the episodes when we went into the event checklist, how to market for free, that's a whole segment. Like if somebody bought me in and said, Mark, I want you to speak for 2 hours, or I created my own event and say, I'm going to show entrepreneurs how to set up marketing and affiliate programs for free. I gave that away for free on our podcast, but I only gave it away in 15 minutes, but I've got about 5 to 6 hours or 2 days worth of information. You get it now. I value market what I could charge for. I package it and give it away for free in multiple forms. So here's how somebody might be asking, Well, Marcus, if you give it away for free, how do you still make money off of it? We got to go to the board. I got to show you this. You create, I'm going to show you this, family. You create this right here. Let me erase this. I'm going to do it in a different way. All right. This is what you're going to create. How does value marketing, how do I still make money, right? How do I still make money with this? We're going to just draw it this way. And excuse my weird line, all right? This is what I call a trade me zone. This is $0 or free. This is free right here. This is free, all right? Let's just say right here is the trade me zone. So value marketing happens outside of my business. Everywhere you find me, social media, ads, live events, podcasts, right? So all over here is value marketing. Everywhere you find me, I'm answering a question you have. What type of content to create if I'm looking to generate leads? That's free content. What type of content to create if I'm trying to boost my sales? That's free content. What is the best funnel I should use if I'm just getting started? How do I get my first 10 clients in my first 5-figure month? You see, I'm taking these questions, turning it into value content. Everywhere you find me, I'm answering a question you have in your business as a form of value marketing. Now, inside of my actual programs, I give them a done-for-you system and teach it exhaustively. So all of our stuff includes the education, information, and a done-for-you aspect of it to build it for them. So I'm giving you pieces of the answer that I charge for. You get it now. That's value marketing. Now, how does this come into play? All of this is free. This in here, where the value is found and where people can pay me, is what I refer to as a trade me zone. If a person, let's just say I answer the question, what type of content should you create? And the person's like, Marcus, I'm creating content, but nobody's buying. I already answered one of your questions. If you need more detail, you now got to trade me your money. You inside the trade me zone. Everywhere you find me, you're not paying to watch this on YouTube. But if you need more details, I'm not giving you my time. I've already invested my time to give you the free value marketing. But if you need, so the most important thing to you is your money. The most important thing to me is my time. If you need my time to answer more of your question, trade me your money. I call it a trade me zone. So this is how you turn free into fee. You create a trade me zone that everywhere they find you, you are giving away value marketing for free. But you might have here, you might have seen this before, some call it an ascension model or a value ladder. So they might have a $37 product here. They might have a $97 product here. They might have a $1,000 product here. They might have a $10,000 product here. Everywhere else you find them is free. And once somebody gets into the trade me zone, now they trade you their money for whatever level of the question. Got it now? That's how you turn value marketing into you being able to generate revenue. Now, last type of marketing I will tell you is case study marketing. It is where you take a particular client who had a major problem, an obstacle, or a question, and in your marketing, you are taking problems that people are facing, questions. If you say, I'm going to do a case study on clients who were able to generate 5 figures in revenue with less than 100 people on their email list. That model becomes a case study, and you start using that marketing strategy to take a problem and how you solve that for someone, and it's the case study of your marketing. Powerful. This right here, now I'll be honest, I need a whole episode on case study marketing because it takes a level of skill in order to do it, but it's very strong because a person is able to see their problem and see how the problem was worked out in your marketing. How I was able to help my client be able to generate a 6-figure day with less than 20 people at his conference. I could take that as a case study and show you everything we did for the client. And in the marketing, I spell it all out in email, I spell it out in video and content, and that becomes case study marketing. Now, what if you decided to merge all three together? You got yourself some powerful marketing. You hit them with lifestyle where they can see how you run your days. You hit them with value marketing so you can give away for free, which you can charge for, and then you hit them with case study marketing. Some problem you solve for your clients and how they can do it too. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this right here, Captain Chronolate. All right, so I hope you're able, here's what I want to know from you. Which one of these marketing strategies will work best in your business? And I want you to grab at least one and begin to implement it. Now, if you have questions on how to implement it. You're like, Marcus, I get the concept. What's the first step? What type of content to create? What type of funnel? How do I sell it? How do I market it? What is the process? Well, fam, you inside the Trade Me zone. You got other questions? Trade me. All right. This has been another phenomenal episode of Monetize with Marcus. Holla at me on Instagram. Holla at me on Facebook. And you already know, if you want to get access to our free video training teaching you how to market and sell your courses, your programs, or if you want to even learn how to create a course, we're here, fam. You know where to find me. If you need me, I'll be here minding my online business. I'll see you in the next episode.